Good evening. Relearning everything from breathing to the game of basketball. That's what Austin Hatch says he's been doing over the last 2 years after being hurt in a plane crash that claimed the lives of his father and stepmother.
Today, Austin broke his silence. He held his first news conference in L.A., giving the media a rare glimpse into his private life. News Channel 15 sports director Glenn Marini made the trip to L.A. today, and he joins us now with more. Glenn?
Good evening from Los Angeles, Mark and Heather, where we're on the campus of Loyola High School, where earlier today, Austin Hatch held a press conference speaking publicly for the first time since a fatal plane crash in the summer of 2011. Now, there were about 40 to 50 local and national media members at the press conference today, and all of them that I talked with afterwards were impressed with the maturity, the point of view, and the foresight that Austin showed during today's press conference.
I thought, if I'm still around after what I've been through, I mean, there's got to be a plan for me.
After losing a brother, a sister, and his mother in a 2003 plane crash, then losing his stepmother and father in a crash 2.5 years ago, one thing a survivor like Austin Hatch never lost is his perspective.
Aside from the obvious physical trauma I suffered in the accident, recovering from that, I would say dealing with some of the emotional pain, which I don't think will ever fully subside. Dealing with the loss of my best friend, my coach, my teacher, mentor, and my #1 fan. That same man, Dr. Stephen Hatch, was also my father, and was an incredible man, and taught me everything I know. And the things I learned from him are the work ethic necessary to succeed, the importance of faith, determination, and courage in the midst of hardships. Those traits I acquired from him are what saved my life.
Physically, in the 2011 accident, Austin suffered broken ribs, a punctured lung, and a broken collarbone. While those have fully healed, the brain trauma that he suffered that caused a medically induced coma that lasted for weeks still has lingering effects.
That injury affected so many aspects of my life, from just simple skills, to eating and breathing, to playing basketball, to my schoolwork. And, like I said, cognitively, physically, emotionally, all that. And I think it's, as long as I continue to work hard, which I have, and I plan to continue to do in the future, it's just going to be something that just takes time.
Making his choice to live with his uncle's family in California, Austin says there are more resources for his recovery out here, a recovery that is almost complete, but still ongoing.
It's taken a lot of work just to get back to this point. But I realize I still have a lot of work to do, but I'm excited for the future and excited for the opportunity to get better every day.
And you could really hear and feel the emotion in Austin's voice the 3 or 4 times that he spoke about his father, the late Dr. Stephen Hatch, today at the press conference. For the entire press conference, you can go to our website, WANE.com. It's all video streamed there. And coming up later in sports, we're going to talk about the basketball side of Austin Hatch. What's keeping him from stepping on the court for the first time as a high school basketball player here at Loyola? We'll talk about that, plus what it means to have signed with the University of Michigan to play some Big Ten basketball. All that coming up in sports. But for right now, I'm Glenn Marini reporting live in Los Angeles. Mark and Heather.
Thank you, Glenn.